All right, good afternoon, boys and girls. We are doing lesson 46, word problems about a fraction of a group. And so our objective today is to be able to draw diagrams to solve a fraction of a group word problem. All right, so we're going to be drawing today in order to figure out how to solve a word problem. So here's your joke of the day. How do you make one vanish? Add a G to the beginning and it's gone. All right, here's your new concept for today. One type of equal groups problem is a fraction of a group. These problems take 2 steps to answer, and so here's an example of our fraction of a group problem. This morning, 2/5 of Mrs. Raj's 30 students rode the bus to school. How many students rode the bus? And so what we're going to do, instead of drawing buses out and students out, what we're going to do is we're going to draw a rectangle and pretend that this blue area is a rectangle, okay? And I've divided into 5 spots. Because the problem asks for 2/5, we're going to use fifths, this denominator, as how much we're going to divide all of our students by. Okay, so if I take 30 students, which is 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6, that's 30 students all together. And I'm going to divide into 5 different sections. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I find that there's 6 students in each section of 5. Right? If we do 5 times 6, that equals 30. So I have all my students here, 30 students, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these fifths of students, right? And it said 2/5 rode the bus. So I have marked here 1, 2. So this group of green students is 2/5, all right? 3/5 did not ride the bus. And so I take 1, 2, 3 of those fifths, and when I add them together, I could find out how many people didn't ride the bus and how many people did ride the bus. And so we find that 2/5 of the students is 12 students. So we have 12 students that rode the bus, and 3/5 did not ride the bus, which is 6 plus 6 plus 6, which is 18 students did not ride the bus. And we can check our answer by adding the fractions together, which is 2/5 plus 3/5. Oops, I'm smart. That's wrong. That's supposed to be equals 5/5 or 1 whole class, okay? So basically I'm taking one rectangle, taking 30 students and dividing it by 5, and that equals, and then you can see how many students are in each fifth. So here's our example number 1. Nieve scored 2/3 of her team's 36 points. How many points did she score? So what you're going to do is, again, you're going to draw a rectangle, and you're going to divide 36 by 3, right? Because that's what our denominator is here, and so that's what we're dividing by. And we find that 36 divided by 3 is 12 points in each spot. Now, Nieve scored 2/3 of her team's points, so 1, 2 of these boxes belong to Nieve, the other belongs to the rest of her team. So she scored a total of 24 points because 12 plus 12 equals 24. Okay? Now, on the back, explain why this answer is correct. Okay? And then we'll go over that in class. Now, example number 2, LaDonna's dog ate 1/4 of a dozen dog bones. How many dog bones were left? So the same thing, we're going to draw a rectangle to stand for all 12 dog bones. And then what you're going to do is you're going to divide 12 dog bones by 4, okay? So we have 12 divided by 4, which is 3, and what we're going to do is we have this box divided into 4, and we're going to put 3 bones in each, right? And when we add all the bones, we should have 12. Now, we know that she ate 1/4 of them. So if we take one of these boxes, we know that 1/4 of those were eaten. These were left, okay? So what we can conclude is if we add 3 plus 3 plus 3, 9 dog bones were left, okay? Also, explain how this is correct for me on the back. Now, for example number 3, we have a 5th grade basketball team scored 32 points on their first game of the season. The team scored 5/8 of those points in the second half of the game. Which diagram shows the number of points the team scored in the first half of the game? Okay, so what you're going to do is you get 32 points, and then we want to divide it into eighths, okay? And so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to divide this into 8 and then figure out how many points each thing is, right? So dividing 32 points into 8 equal parts means there are 4 points in each part, right? Since 5/8 of the points were scored in the second half, we know that 3/8 were in the first half. The diagram on the right matches the given information. So as you can see, right here we have 3, 3, 3, and then we have all these 5s here, and they're not the same point value, okay? When we're dividing stuff into different groups, you want to be able to make sure that they match, okay? This one box is not 3/8 of 32 or 1/8 of 32 because you still have all these points, okay? You're going to divide the points evenly among the boxes, and that's how you figure out that that this one is correct because all these points are divided evenly. These aren't divided evenly, okay? Now here's a lesson practice. There's only 3 questions today. Illustrate and solve fraction problems from A through C. 2/5 of 30 students in the class played in the band. How many students played in the band? Just like our examples, what you're going to do is you're going to take a rectangle, you're going to divide it into fifths, and put those 30 students into those 5 areas evenly. Okay, that's how you figure out these problems, by illustrating them. Right? Take a rectangle, divide it by whatever it's telling you to divide, and then figure out how many is in each. Okay. So if you have any questions, feel free to write those questions on the back. There's no vocab for tonight, so don't worry about that. And we will see you in the morning. Have a great afternoon.